Hey everybody, good morning. It's Andrew Martin, and it really is morning. As you can see, I'm still kind of sleepy, still a little bit fuzzy in my head. I've got my cup of coffee here. I will say that Seattle does coffee really, really well. We do a lot of things well, but coffee is definitely one of them. We are definitely a good coffee city. And it's a rainy, rainy day. It's so gray here. It's been like this all week. And I'm telling you that I am so grateful that my bed is as comfortable as it is because this weather does not do anything for me wanting to get up in the mornings. But I was just starting my morning here, going through emails and looking on Facebook, and just wanted to share with you a quick thought about choosing our vibration on purpose and beginning to focus our thoughts mindfully and purposefully. I think that when we are walking a path of the heart and when we are taking a spiritual journey, all this talk about vibration and law of attraction and make sure you feel good and find ways to feel good and all of that, we give so much lip service to it, and it is so, so important. I mean, it really, to me, it is the heart of everything, and it really is the answer to all solutions, is to find a way to feel good. But I also know that, it can be very I don't know. It can feel a little overwhelming. It can feel a little bit confusing, or people are always asking me, like, I don't understand. Like, I have all of these things that are going on in my life that I'm not happy about, that that frustrate me, or that make me anxious, or that I worry about, or that I'm concerned about, or a million different things that can pull our focus and can take us into a place where we're vibrating at this frequency of worry or anxiety or doubt or lack or fear. And I think that one of the hardest things, or one of the most challenging things, can be when we first begin this process, is to learn how to choose our thoughts and to choose our feelings. And here's the reality. Years ago, I saw a saying, and this has been a mantra of mine and something that has been in my mind and that I tell myself and my friends, and I share with my clients all of the time, and that is, don't believe everything you think. The reality is that our thoughts are not always true. In fact, I would say 95% of what we think is not true. Again, it's that ego who is, the ego's job is to basically the ego is the one that compares, the one that contrasts, the one that wants to control, the one that wants to categorize, the one that wants to defend and isolate and consume. The ego is not something that is designed to be a loving, nurturing, positive, compassionate force in our lives necessarily. And it's not to say that we should destroy the ego. I'm not one of those proponents that say, you must conquer the ego, you must destroy the ego, you must remove the ego, because the reality is that the ego is part of the human experience. And so you're never going to destroy the ego, because if you did, then you wouldn't be having a human experience. I think the trick is to learn how to catch your ego on, it's a tricky, slippery thing, the ego, and that, it's the one that wants us to be worried and wants us to be concerned and wants to compare our place in this world and our place in life to somebody else's. And so it can feel sometimes overwhelming, like, well, I just have these thoughts and I see these things and this is the reality. And the reality is that what is here and now in our physical now, what you can look around and touch and taste and feel and smell in your life right in this moment, is old news. The reality is that it's already manifested. It's already come to you. And the trick is that if you want to bring something new into your life, and when we begin to consciously choose to create the things in our lives that we want, that's when we can begin to see the power of our vibration, the power of our thoughts and our feelings, and to realize that, okay, what I have here and now is old news. And you can just tell yourself, like, this is my starting point. I'm going to start from here, and not letting what we see in our lives as circumstances or things or situations be a reason for us to continue to feel bad or continue to feel guilty. Because here's the thing, is that feeling a certain way is what brought you to where you are now. So if you use that logic, then feeling a new way, feeling a different way, is what's going to bring you to something new. So I'd like to share with you just a quick little trick that I do every single morning before I get out of bed. and the first thing that I do before my feet even hit the ground. Because, when we wake up, our vibration point of what we are attracting to us and our thought patterns and our emotional state is generally one that's neutral. And so what I always say, I open my eyes, I look out the window, and I don't even look at the clock. I don't even think about what I'm doing for the day. I don't do anything except for the first thing I say is thank you for another day. And I really try to connect with my heart and to say that from the heart, regardless of what's going on outside, regardless of whether it's, rainy or sunny or whatever. I say thank you for another day, and then I immediately begin to find reasons to feel good. And I say thank you for my bed, thank you for the sheets, thank you for, the apartment, the roof over my head. Thank you for the yummy coffee that I have in my cupboard that I'm excited to get ready to fix. Thank you for the electric kettle that's going to boil the water very quickly so that I don't have to wait too long for my coffee. Thank you for, the friends and the family and the loved ones that I'm going to connect with today. Thank you for the opportunities today that are going to be sent to me to help people. Thank you for my computer that allows me to connect with my family every morning via email and my friends on Facebook. Thank you for Facebook and whoever invented Facebook. Thank you for the gym clothes that I'm about ready to put on and get ready to go exercise. Thank you for the resources that allow me to afford the gym membership, that keep me healthy physically and keep me focused and moving forward in a way that I feel strong and I feel physically healthy. Thank you for the gym itself so that I have a place to go and to exercise. Thank you for all the people that work at the gym. Thank you for all the equipment in the gym. Thank you for the food that I'm going, so you can see it begins like this snowball effect. And at first you're going to feel like it's a little corny. You might feel like it's a little bit silly. You might feel like, oh my God, I'm thankful for the weirdest things. But that's the point. The point is that when we begin this snowball of finding reasons to feel grateful and finding things to be happy about and finding things to feel good about, we start ourselves off on a positive path before our feet even hit the ground. And what that does is it guarantees that we are going to be moving in a more positive direction, and instantly we are drawing things to us that are going to continue to support this choice that we have made to be on a positive path. Because here's the thing, we're creating regardless. Whether we're creating consciously or unconsciously is the point. So often when I am talking to people about the law of attraction and our vibration and our point of attraction, and they say to me, well, I never would have attracted this, or I didn't want this, or no, who would have attracted these awful circumstances into their lives? And I say, well, the point is that it's not whether or not you are creating. The point is whether or not you are creating consciously. And that is a very, very important point. And when we begin to consciously choose our thoughts and consciously choose how we feel, then we can begin to create, create a life for ourselves that feels true and feels authentic and feels happy and joyful. So don't believe everything you think. And then when you begin to consciously choose your thoughts, then the feelings that align with those thoughts are going to follow. So when we're consciously choosing things to feel grateful for and things to feel happy about, we're going to feel happier, we're going to feel lighter. And if you have a moment of feeling down, if you have a moment of feeling frustrated or sad or any of those lower vibrational energies, you can just say, oh, that's interesting. I see that there's a little bit of frustration coming up, or I see that there's a little bit of anger coming up, or I see that there's a little bit of anxiety coming up. It doesn't mean you have to identify with it. Again, we can practice. I don't know if you watched my video, Cultivating the Observer, but it's another great tool that allows us to kind of separate ourselves and to take ourselves outside of ourselves and gives us almost like a third-person perspective on our life, and continuing to use that and to say, oh, okay, wow, I see that there's a moment of frustration that is coming through, and that's interesting. And the minute that you acknowledge it, it's almost as if you've taken its power away and it magically just sort of starts to dissipate. And you can also talk yourself through that. Say, wow, I am grateful for this moment of frustration coming up because this allows me to know that in this moment there is something that typically or traditionally or historically I've chosen to feel frustrated about, but I know that I can pick my feelings, I know that I can pick my thoughts, I know that I can pick my emotions, and that I don't necessarily have to be controlled by this thought that just flickered up into my consciousness that generally is one that made me feel frustrated, but I'm not going to feel frustrated. I'm going to feel relaxed. I'm going to feel easy. I'm going to feel more positive. Today I'm going to choose to feel a new way about the things in my life so that I can create something different. And you can see that you can really just sort of cut yourself off at the pass, and you don't even have to go down that road. And if you catch yourself fast enough before you start building enough momentum, then you can find yourself in a new place. And if you just keep talking to yourself long enough and distracting yourself long enough, I guarantee you in about 30 to 45 seconds, you're going to forget what you're even frustrated about or what was even crossing, your mind, and you're going to be off in a new direction. So today and going forward, I invite you to start using this method of setting the tone of your day consciously. Choose to decide that you are going to find things to feel happy about and grateful about. I am really grateful right now for this big hot cup of coffee. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to savor it. I am grateful for you watching these videos. I am grateful for the knowledge and the experience that I have been blessed with, and that has come to me via other people and other sources, some physical, some non-physical, so that I can share it with you, because it really is all about self-empowerment through spirit. It really is all about finding ways for us to choose consciously a better way of life, a better way of living, a better way of feeling, and a better way of creating for ourselves. So that's my quick message for the morning. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you again for watching, as always. If you haven't, go to my Facebook page, follow me there for more updates and more information. You can go to my website, follow me there as well. All of the information that I put on my Facebook page comes through my website, so if you go to the Facebook page, you're going to be sure to catch everything there. And then just a reminder really quick that for the first 3 weeks of March, I am offering a 2-for-1 special on my one-on-one healing sessions. So go ahead and book those now while there's still some slots available. Spread the word. I'm really excited to help out people and to share these healing techniques with everybody, and I would love to help as many people as I can. So thanks again for watching. I hope that your day is a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.